What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my Darky Daily Productions for coming through and boosting up the coins. So we got a crazy leak for you, man, right now. News ain't no one seen before, you best believe it. His Turkulency and the most famous slaphead of all time, Dana White, are finally launching their boxing league. And they're coming to shut down all the chicanery that's been going on in this sport, all the diva.
What's up, guys? We have just done a deal.
Let's jump the gun. Here's the video anyway for you, man. Bosh.
What's up, guys? We have just done a deal to start a new boxing league with Turkey, who absolutely loves the sport of boxing.
I am very happy today. I give the flag of boxing to the best man who can handle it. He have a tough job now, but I am sure he will be delivering to the people and the fans the magnificent league and get boxing great again.
The model is proven to deliver the fights that the fans want to see. The best will fight the best, and the fighters will continue to move up the rankings and become world champions. We will continue to make announcements on where you can watch and all the rest of the details on the business as we get closer to the launch. I'll see you soon.
There we go, people. Now we got the specificities of this deal is here. Ring Magazine. Bosh. Full details on Turki Halal Sheikh's groundbreaking partnership with TKO. TKO, by the way, is the parent organisation that owns WWE and the UFC now. Top shekel organisation. Ari Emanuelowicz. That's who owns it. You best believe it. So it is 100%. They're bringing all of the programming to the unwashed Hoyim. You see that one there. Anyway, let's get to it now. Stop getting political, YB. Fixing to get your ass got. Here we go. His Excellency Turki Halal Sheikh and TKO announce launch of new boxing promotion in partnership with Seller. Okay. Halal Sheikh together with TKO Holdings, a global leader, blah 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 blah, have today announced a multi-year partnership to establish a new boxing promotion that will provide a primo 10 out of 10 Dan the Man Kinahan, the kind of gear Pablo Escobar was knocking about with, platform for both leading boxers and prospects in the sport. Speaking on this significant milestone, Halal Sheikh said this landmark partnership between industry powerhouses sets the stage for an unparalleled experience for boxers and fans. Together, we are developing the next generation of talent and delivering world-class events at a time when the sport is primed for further disruption. Mark Shapiro, this is a blah blah, interesting that cut there. Tico will serve as a managing partner, providing day-to-day operational expertise, management and oversight of the promotion, with executive leadership anchored by the world's most famous slaphead, Dana White, and WWE president. So listen, we know it's all going to be fixed. The WWE on this one, people. They're going to be fixing it all. It's going to be even more of a charade now. Yeah? Turkey will pick his favourites. That's how it's going to go. I'll call it now. Turkey will pick his favourites, and you'll need to knock them out probably 6 times to get a draw. If you knock Hamza Shiraz down 6 times, if you knock him out and he's in hospital somewhere, you'll be lucky to get a draw, man. Put Hamza in hospital, will give you a draw. That's what they're saying now. That's what the word in the street is. No doubt about that one there. Seller has played a pivotal role in promoting and delivering some of the biggest international boxing events in recent years. Okay, that's some more waffle there. On to the next one. Dr. Rakan, this partnership between... Okay, here's the details. The new promotion will feature a highly structured system to develop new talent from around the world, including athlete combines and academies. So that's like, kind of like the NFL, I think. The NFL, they get all these young mandingables to kind of compete, do little sprints and that, loads of tests. I'm not knocking. I think it's a smart idea, to be honest. Boxing needs to be. There's too many bums like Bacoli hanging around the place, right? In the NFL or the NBA or even in the UK, I don't think they have combines, but you have a academy system. Yeah, so you'll have Chelsea Academy. It's like young bulls trying to eat right. When you join, there's probably thousands of people who went to the Chelsea Academy as like a 16, 15-year-old. But only 5 man, right, actually make it to the main stage. That's how it needs to be. What you can't have is a bunch of mandinga balls in Congo, not training. You can't do that nowhere else. NFL cats, yeah, or any sport, proper sport, they're training year round. In the off season, they're prepping for the next season. In boxing, you got Tyson Fury and Benadorm. You got Martin Bacoli. What's he doing? I'm the most duck man, but you ain't in the gym. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Seriously. Obviously, to a lower extent, Dave Allen. After every fight, oh, I could have done more. Get out of here. Seriously. It needs to be like this. Fair play to them. Competitive. You have to earn it. Because you best believe it. They're man, yeah. Obviously, there's some floppers, to be fair. There are some floppers who make it through the whole combine situation. They make it through all the academies. And they still flop. This is elite sport. But it wheedles out. All the cats who can't train for nothing and ain't committed to getting in the gym, they're out of here. I guess you can argue, well, the Olympic system kind of half sets that up, but it's not the same. The Olympic system is 3 moody rounds. You can be a great 3-round fighter, and it means it's a different sport, to be honest. You can be a great 3-round piddle-around fighter, and it comes to 12 rounds and you can't do nothing in there. You're useless. So the amateur system in boxing is defunct. It's no good. It doesn't prepare you for pro boxing. Most people can do 3 rounds, man. Seriously. Who can't do 3 rounds? Come on, people. You don't have to be fit. You don't have to be training that hard to do 3 rounds. No doubt about it. So that's a good point here. They're building in the infrastructure, and I've been saying it for years. I was hoping Dana would come in, to be honest. Yeah? Dana finds talent. He goes to these little shows. You know how Fabio Wardley was found? That was a once-in-a-lifetime situation, right? With Fabio Wardley. They went to some moody white-collar shows. Or somehow Dillian White went to some moody white-collar shows and he luckily got put on. Dana White does that. He goes to different states and watch these D-level mixed martial arts competitions. And he said, listen, man, you got a shot. Take it. Let's see what happens. Yeah? And that's how it should be. That's how you make killers. Or even Habib and that. Habib didn't come up in the United States. He was murking man in Kazakhstan or wherever he's from. Dagestan. Right? Dana's prospecting. And that's in America. I think, it doesn't really happen in the UK, but in America, if you're these college teams, well, not even that, I think they're high school teams. They go scouting high school teams. Or the colleges do. The colleges go scouting the high school teams and recruit them. It's one of them ones. Build an infrastructure behind it. At the moment, boxing's full of a bunch of bums, a bunch of chances. That's the vibe I get. Right now, take Usyk out. Take AJ out to some extent. Take them 2 out. It's full of chances. Tyson Fury's a chancer. Yeah? Taking the piss out of the sport. Martin Bacoli, chancer. Wait, it's probably half of the roster are chancers. They're not serious. They turn up for a 5-week fat camp. Even Ricky Hatton, to be honest. Even guys, you know what I mean, like that. What was he doing? Having fat camps. That's not serious, man. You can't, it's ridiculous. Get him out of here. Get them types out of here. Get them Tyson Fury, Ricky Hatton types. And as much as they've accomplished, world champion and whatever, it just shows that the level ain't there right now. Right? If you can be not serious and spending 90% of your time dirty bulking in Benadorm, how much of an athlete can you really be? Yeah? No doubt about that one there. Anyway, it goes on here. So the new promotion will feature a grassroots effort. Also, there'll be access for all boxers to the UFC Performance Institute. So if fighters, want to move out to Las Vegas, they can get full-time training, nutrition, and a lot of it from that place there. Not a bad start. And I think the UFC they have institutes in Mexico. They've got them spread out in a few different places. And now with Turkey's back in, they'll probably put one in hopefully they put one in the UK, for example. Literally. Because I'll tell you this for free. There's a lot of Bummington trainers. Look at Ben Whittaker. Ben Whittaker had some... Even look at AJ. Some pure randoms. Yeah? Jobber Clayton. Chancer. And this is well documented. Dom Ingle talks about this. There's a lot of chances in boxing. All you got to do is sniff some booty hole in a few gyms and then you get put on. Kell Brook did it himself. I'm not saying the guy that Kell Brook went with was somewhat established, but the point is, it's just messy. Proper messy. So yeah, All boxers will have access to the UFC Performance Institute. Where are we now? World leading combat, sports performance training, research, rehabilitation, nutrition center. Okay, yeah, Las Vegas, Mexico City, and Shanghai. We need one in Europe, though. Come on, bro, stop playing, man. One in Europe should be coming. That should land soon. And really, the UK. Who else is doing nothing in boxing, right? Who doing something here? What? Where are you going to put it? In Europe? Where's it? No one. Name me a good boxer out of Europe. Don't say Usyk either. Don't say Usyk. Come on, people, stop playing. He's got to be in the UK. There's no market in Europe like that. There's no market like that in Europe. All due respect, Usyk's good, yeah, but there's no market there. No one cares. No one watches Usyk. Just call a spade a spade. No one watches Usyk. We need one in the UK, seriously. We need one in the UK. Seriously. Stop playing. So finally it says, TKO's production, media and promotional expertise to deliver both in-arena experiences and top-tier pucker, Kinahan, Pablo Escobar level state-of-the-art broadcasts to fans around the world. Further details about the new boxing promotion, including fight signings, fight schedules, venues and host locations, will be revealed in the coming months. So this to me looks like it's probably going to be a year to 18 months. Don't be shocked. This ain't coming now. Yeah. It's going to be a year to 18 months. Well, let's call it a year. Coming months. I don't believe they're going to have their first fight this year. Maybe they will, who knows, but it's going to take time, I'd have thought. Because right now, all the boxers, all the big ones, they're tied up, right? They're all kind of locked up, more or less. So unless they're going to come in, then they're going to look at Power Slap, though. Power Slap came from nowhere. And that's I never watched no Power Slap rubbish, man. I don't watch that crap, it's no good. But still, that's Dana White alleges Power Slap's doing well. The point is, you don't necessarily have to have these distinguished champions. If you're doing your own thing and you're building your own narratives, like the UFC did in their own sport, and the fights are high quality and we're seeing high quality skills, who cares if their name's AJ? What skills did AJ really ever have? Let's call a spade here. He was a big old mandinga bull. Right? That's what he was. How many of them type of ones are swanning around there? It's not like AJ was in there like, woo woo, and you're thinking, whoa, no one can match that level. Big, strong mandinga bull who bullies people. There must be hundreds of them out there. Grab one of them, get him in there, right? You'd like to think there's some people with some skills as well. That have, maybe not, but in the boxing game, if you can't sell tickets, you don't go nowhere. Yeah? That's well documented. There's loads of people with good skills can't sell a lick of tickets. Yeah? They can't get flown round to Massa Hearn's house to get put on, so you just kind of fall off. Right? How many people do you know can work a full-time job and do this side hustle boxing? It's not likely. So these talents, they fall off. They can't sell tickets. They haven't gone to the Olympics. And what's next? Floor mopping is what's next, people. Anyway, that's the headline news. We've got some videos, though. Here's the video. This leak one, no one's seen before. You got Dana White in Turkey speaking.
I'm here with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, CEO of UFC, Dana White. You guys just signed a massive groundbreaking deal. What's the feeling right now?
I'm excited. You know, I wouldn't be where I am today without boxing. The sport of boxing is where I started. I felt like it was something that could never be fixed until this guy showed up. He has done more for boxing than any promoter in the history of the sport combined. He has invested more money, more energy, and more passion into this sport than literally ever. So for me to be, I didn't know what to think when we first met. He and I become very close friends in a very short amount of time, and there aren't a lot of people that I would do a deal like this with. There's no people, actually. He's the only guy, to be honest with you. So what he's done for the sport is incredible, and I'm looking forward to it.
Actually, how are you feeling right now?
First of all, he's not the only CEO now for UFC. He's the CEO of the new company also. Second, I cannot do anything without the support of my Crown Prince. First of all, the King, God bless him, and the Crown Prince, our leader. He supports us in everything. We have, if you want to fix boxing or any sport, or doing some big project like this, we will not have any options better than Dana White. And when I see him in this hotel before 1 year, as you remember, with our friends Nick, and we are talking about this, and we go on back, and we have the same vision, and I trust this league in short time will crush everything.
So what should fans expect? You know, there's a lot of speculation on the format, what this might be. What can you give us right now?
There's zero speculation on the format. You know the format, and everybody knows the format. The best fight the best. You work your way up the rankings, and once somebody gets to breaks into the top 5, there's no question who the best 5 guys in the world are in each weight class, and they fight it out. And then once somebody holds that belt, you don't need 3 letters in front of the belt. Whoever has that belt is the best in the world in that weight class. It's a very simple model.
I support him with everything. This is his call now.
So there you go, people. Now, some people have come out and said, I think I even saw Ade. Ade was like, oh, well, no, maybe not Ade, maybe it was Ariel Shilwani. One of the two. They come out saying, oh, well, you know, you can't get rid of the belts because what about the belt? Who gives a about the belts, to be fair? What do they mean? They mean nothing. They mean, they've never meant so little now, is the truth. The best don't fight the best. Yeah? There's a million belts. Every bum on the month becomes champion, essentially. That's the truth here. Proper bums became champion who never should have been champion. Bottom line. In what other sport do you have that? Yeah? It's like having 4 Champions League winners. Like, who's the best? We don't know most of the time. Unless you get an undisputed champion. Which is very rare. Name me how many undisputed you had. It's like once in a blue moon you get undisputed. You understand that one there? So we don't need the moody belts. There's no mandatories enforced. If there is a mandatory enforced, it makes no sense at all. Like Canelo versus William Skull. Who's William Skull beat? No one knows. Ridiculous. Yeah? Why weren't Benavidez mandated? No one knows. No one knows that. He was mandatory for 2 years. No one knows that. So get rid of the belts. And having said that, Turkey responded to claims somewhere. Here we go. Sorry, it wasn't Ade. It was Ariel Shilwani. Here we go.
Something. They are our belts, our rankings.
I think
you're not the best.
History, and this is why I like the comparison that you make between ONE FC and Pride. The UFC, although Pride has been around a long time, UFC was still the first.
Yeah.
So UFC has that history. The TKO will never have the history of a WBA, which has been around since, I don't know, it's 140.
Sorry, it was Ade. It was Ade Shilling. My bad. Oh, who gives the history of what? Pure Bummingtons. What they did 70 million years ago? Oh, but YB in 1923, Jack Johnson did this with them. No one cares. That's gone. That's long gone. Yeah, it's full of stiflers now. Look, let's think who's knocking around with WBA belt now. You got Pulev with a regular. Yeah, for example, like, what's that mean? Regular belt, franchise belt, regular schmegular, super duper 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 power bottom. Otto Wallin's a champion of that one. He won that the other day against Chisora. Listen, fair play, man. Someone's got to own the pound for pound undisputed power bottom championship, and that's Otto Wallin all day and night, right? Yeah. So I get it. There is a need for some belts. Make that belt. I told you I'll head that belt. I'll be the CEO of the power bottom of the year belt. That's what I'll do. Put me on, Turkey, man. Let's do that one there. We need that one. Yeah? Because it's all well and good focusing on the champions. We want to see who's proper sucking eggs. And that's Otto Wallin. No doubt about it this year. Yeah, proper. That was a pound for pound power bottom performance from Otto Bummin. But anyway, let's get back to the waffling here.
4 years old.
Yeah.
It won't have that. So you'd always be able to sell the history and look at the champions. The names that are attached to those belts being the biggest names of the sport. Like you're saying, okay, you can be like Muhammad Ali. You can be like Floyd Mayweather. Even the kids coming through the Olympics that weren't even born when these guys were fighting will know of these guys. So you'll always be able to sell them that history. I think it's a great wake-up call for these governing bodies.
And on that note, actually, it's easy to say, yeah, oh, well, but, you know, the belts, they have these, you can think about Jack Johnson and this guy and Sonny Liston and Ahmad Ali. The problem with that narrative is, for example, when Billy Joe fought a proper stiff for a vacant belt, who here thinks most of these title shots are manipulated? Yeah, like Billy Joe, right? Oh, there's a vacant belt. Oh, there's a proper stiff there. We can fight a proper stiff for a vacant belt. Who here thinks Billy Joe was thinking about the Ali? No, he wanted to get the Moody belt and make his claim to I'm a world champion now. Eubank, you're not. Really? Billy Joe? Let's see who Billy Joe fought for the belt. Let's have a look at this one. Because it was a proper stiff. So don't tell me, Eubank can't be a champion. But you can, after beating this guy. Eubank would have beat that guy. How about that bar there? Yeah? Oh, well, we'll never be world champion. What, like you was? A proper Bummington he beat. I'd beat that. Seriously, I'd beat that guy. This stiff he fought. Where's this stiff? Where is this stiff? Let me find this stiff for you, man. Where is it? He fought a proper stiffler. Here we go. Yeah? It was a stinker as well. 12 rounds stinker. He fought Shifat Isufufi for the WBO vacant super middleweight title. Who here has heard of Shifat Isufufi, people? Have you heard of him? I haven't. Come on, man. I can't take him seriously, man. Get to Turkey. Get this guy to Turkey, man. Get his Barnett sorted out. Get him Turkey, man. Seriously, get him to Turkey, man. Can't take him serious. Yeah? Where's the Billy Joe fight? I'm trying to find it now. Here we go. So this guy was having 6-rounders, people. 6-rounders a year before he fought Billy Joe. That's what he was doing. And the fight after he fought Billy Joe, he was back to 6-rounders. The second fight after he fought Billy Joe, he had an 8-rounder. Yeah? Shifat, who would beat not even half of someone on here. Look. He fought Billy Joe for a vacant WBO belt. 1 star, no star, 6-rounder, 1 star, no star. See what I'm trying to say? So you can forget about that. Again, 50 years ago, the belts probably meant something. Now, get rid of them. They don't do their job. They can't even mandate, even within the bullshit they do, they can't even mandate proper fights then. Benavidez is mandatory. Mandate it. Don't do it. So get rid of them. I don't want to hear about, IB, but Jack Johnson and Ali. They're gone, and if they were still here, they'd be turning in their grave anyway. Blow it all up, is the point. Yeah, sitting here speaking about old time's sake when you got Billy Joe Saunders fighting a proper plumber, right? A proper plumber he fought. Fact. I don't care what IB, you ain't been in there. I'll punch his head off, seriously. Get me in there with this fat cat. I'd give him the work for the belt, right? Give me 6-month camp, I'll give him the work for a belt. How about that? If you're just throwing belts around, I'll have a go. Billy Joe can do nothing in there with him anyway. He stunk the place out.
I think the governing bodies have been trash for years. I think the way in which they rule in terms of someone just jumping up the ladder, so to speak, when that person's automatically fighting, all of a sudden they're number 2 ranked. Like, they weren't even in the rankings.
Right.
The sanctioning fees that fighters have to pay, the interim belts, the international belts.
This is what they're going to sell them on. This is all crap, and you don't have to deal with any of it. And you're going to come train at the Performance Center, and we're going to get you the best promotion, and we're going to put you on these weekends. Something.
Okay, there's one of the bars. And Turkey's responded saying, we have a belt. It's 103 years old, which is the Ring Magazine belt, I believe. I assume that's what he's talking about. Is it? How old is the Ring Magazine belt? 1922. Oops. Busted. So we'll talk about who else. Who got that one? Let's say how old the WBA is. That's the first one. How old is WBA belt? And at this point in time, what WBA was formed in 1962? What are they talking about? Wait there. Founded in the United States in 1921, so it's about a year or 2 older than the Ring Magazine. But at this point in time, the Ring Magazine is actually serving. It's not gone as mainstream, but for hardcore heads at this point in time, it's a fact. The Ring Magazine is what you look to. Yeah? For the lineal championship. That's the truth right now for hardcores. It hasn't transcended into mainstream knowledge yet, but that is what hardcores know. If you're the Ring Magazine champion, that carries more weight than any one of these given Moody belts. But by Billy Joe beat Shafatis Sufuhi. Ism. Woo! Come on, people. Stop playing. So that's that bit done. I want to click on Ariel Shilwani as well. Turkey seckled him on that bar there, complaining about all the history-isms. Yeah? Come on, Ariel. Where is it? He's bottled it. He ain't got no more bars for you, man. Anyway. Is that what, yeah? I'll scrap it. We'll move on. There's a few other things to talk about. Okay, we've read that one already. The model is proven. Dead. Thank you. Here we go. There's another one here. Another leak from Dana no one's seen before.
Boxing has become this thing where, you have to be undefeated for people to care about you, and that's all going to go away. There's a lot of guys out there that we're looking at that are going to be in this roster that have a lot of O's behind there. They're all going to fight each other, and what people want to see are great fights, and they want to know who is the best in the world. And like I said, when you put the great fight, the other thing that we're going to do is my son just went to that show this weekend. He said the live event was terrible. Disorganized.
You mean at Barclays?
Yeah. Disorganized, and we're going to clean that up. We're going to make the live events great again too. The run of show will run faster. It won't take 9 hours to see 4 fights. These guys put on a fight and then have a podcast, and then put on another fight and have a podcast. The show will run like UFC does.
What's gonna
fight after fight after fight.
We'll
Boxing has become this thing where.
Bottom line, you can't argue with it, and I've been saying it for years. I was hoping. I've done videos years ago on this. I was hoping Dana comes in. You need someone. People say, oh, Paulie Malignaggi came out. Paulie no power having Dana White's horrible to his fighters. He don't pay him enough. And listen, people complain about Dana not paying him enough. What I don't understand is, though, Dana says, these guys can tell you what they earn. And so far, no one's refuted that. No one's come out and said, actually, Dana, there's a non-disclosure agreement. That amount that's put on there, Paulie Malignaggi said, oh, they're only getting $600. In Bonga, only got $600,000. That's for the tax man. That's what that is. That's the tax man lick. Same as all these, when people fight, the disclosed amounts, they're not the real amounts. Those are the sanctioning body fee amounts. They're going to get charged on. A lot of the back end stuff doesn't get mentioned, right? Because it's not disclosed immediately. So, and again, the point is, no fighters at the UFC really complain too much, yeah. And the second part is, you need these systems of control. Unfortunately, boxing has had no control. It's been completely decentralized, and what we see is, and Turkey came in paying over the odds. That's not. We need systemic change. Yeah, that's not sustainable. Turkey paying people 10 times more than the fight's worth to get a good fight to happen. How long is that going to last for? I mean, they've got to be fair. If they wanted to put $100 billion up, it'd last quite a long time, right? But outside of that, sustainability. No, you people. If you're involved in mixed martial arts, no one doesn't want to fight for the UFC, so it can't be that bad. I'll tell you what's bad, people. Getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to mop a floor for £10, £11.51 an hour. That's bad. I'll take $600 grand. It's not hard. I'm not being funny here. Being an athlete really ain't that hard. It's really not that hard being an athlete. You're doing what you love to do. Most of us, man, who are mopping floors and shit, or whatever else, doing any other dead profession, we go gym and that on top of doing a wage slaving, right? We do that on top of it's what's the word I'm looking for? Extracurricular. That's what these men have to do. So if you can make couple $100 grand, and these days with social media, even, come on people, come on. And I think regardless of that, Turkey, he's not tight. I don't think he's well Telai. He's patterned up with certain man now. Ari, what's his name? Ari Emanuelowicz. So he probably gonna get a little bit tighter now still. And pockets are gonna be super tight, man. They're making a profit on their ass. They're bringing it back to the they're bringing it back to the 1810s. That's what they're going to do with these mandingas, man. But I'm not knocking it. I'm sorry, you man, in boxing there, you've had it all, it's all been going your way too much, man. Tank Davis fighting pure stiflers. Yes, Lamont Roach did well, but that wasn't supposed to be the case, was it? Pure stiflers. Mayweather fought pure stiflers for the last 10 years of his career. Old, washed up stiflers he fought. Canelo, he fought some good fights early in his career. Pure stiflers he's fighting now for heaps of cash. Eddie Hearn said, we was blowing money on Canelo fighting bums. It's not right. I'm sorry. It's not right. Do your job or retire. If you don't want to fight the best, I get it. Retire somewhere. Don't just be digging pocket and collecting money. Even, I've got to be honest, when Golovkin fought Canelo, it was a bit of a cash out, it looked like to me. He went in there 40 million years old and just looked a bit washed up. Have respect for yourself and your legacy. Don't just go in there. I get it though. I might do it. I might do the same myself. in that position. That doesn't make it right though. You see that one there? Yeah? If you in the UFC, if you're 50, if you're 45 years old, Dana's not throwing you in. For example, the point I'm making with Golovkin and Golovkin and Canelo 3 is, I think Golovkin retired at some point, and then Canelo said, let's do a trilogy, and he came back. In the UFC, that just don't happen, from what I remember. If you retired and you've been out of the game a few years, you got to come back in and fight some competitors. You don't just jump in at a title shot out of nowhere. Look at McTapper. McTapper's not just fighting for titles. Even when he comes back, he's not just fighting straight for titles. He's got to get a few wins under his belt. Otherwise, it undermines and makes a mockery of the sport. In boxing, anything goes. If Floyd Mayweather, they're even talking about Klitschko now. Yeah? In boxing today, if Klitschko at 70 years old wants to come back and get his head knocked off, they'll do it. They'll find a way to, the oldest man ever to win a belt. It's like, what? No. If Klitschko's that good at 50 years old to win a world title, guess what? He can take out Fabio Wardley. You know what I mean? He can take out some contenders on the way there. You don't just jump in out of nowhere. You don't just jump in. What's that about? Make that make sense. Who else does that? What other sport does that? You're washed up, been out of the game 10 years, but you can jump in and have a world title shot. I've never heard about it at Wimbledon. And they're knocking the tennis bat around, or whatever they call it. When you're in Wimbledon, yeah, there's no, Federer was good 20 years ago, so he can go and play in the final now. No, you'd have to get on the tour and whatever else, qualify for it. We've got to standardise this system. Yeah, the best fight the best. I don't care about losses, to be honest. Most of these fighters have losses, even if they got a win. Right? Tank's got a loss now, fact, right? A whole bunch of people have losses. Who cares? No one really. It shouldn't matter. And the UFC model shows that. The fans in the UFC aren't as... Boxing's got kind of diva fans. Boxing would rather... Look at Tank Davis' fan base. Boxing would rather see you never lose, so they can suck you off about how great you was and what you would have done. Oh, Tank would have knocked you... Oh, I've said it myself. I think you're a lot of hands in the air, but still... Oh, Tank would... No, let me clarify that. I didn't say, Tank would knock Shakur out anyway, so we don't need to see it. I was saying, in my opinion, Tank knocks him out, but we need to see it. I need to see him do that. But certain Tank fans, even Canelo fans, with Benavidez, they say, oh no, we don't need to see that. No, Canelo would knock him out, he can't punch. What? See it then. Show us that. Yeah? Tank Davis knocked Shakur's head off. Show us it. Don't, champ, Tank needs to retire because he's done it all. And he'd knock them all out anyway. Easy work. The Floyd Mayweather bars. He easy work. Floyd said everyone's easy work. And that makes it truth. Makes it fact. And Floyd really he wasn't the start of it, but he was certainly the peak of it. Not the peak, but he was the peak of the fall off of boxing. Made a clown show of it, just fighting Stifler. He really took advantage of the four belt situation, picking these guys like Andre Berto. Again, would Andre Berto be champion in a one belt era? No, he wouldn't. Would Robert Guerrero be a champion in a one belt era? He would not. And that's okay. Not everyone's going to be that's how it should be. Everyone can't be the absolute pinnacle. Bottom line. Yeah, they cannot be. Oh, but YB, let's make 7 belts so we can have 7 dudes. Make that make sense. You can only have one best. Bottom line. Yeah? Look at Habib. Habib had 10 title defences, or John Jones. Defence. And you gradually... Eras move on as well, and it creates the next best hype. The problem we have in boxing now is, look at AJ and Tyson Fury. They're washed up, and the baton hasn't really been passed on for whatever reason. In this model, if you watch the UFC, which I'm not proper sucked into UFC, but in the UFC, kind of like, this guy's on top and looks unstoppable, and then he's unstoppable for 3 or 4 fights, and then this other guy comes out of nowhere, and it rolls on and on and on, and it works. Bottom line, it works. Right now you got what? Dubois ended up beating a washed to bits AJ for a fake belt that he robbed from Usyk, essentially. Right? Who cares? AJ wasn't even a champion to beat at that time. Usyk beats Fury, fair play. And it's just a bit all over the place, isn't it? Proper all over the place. And even if Usyk does win, even they're talking about now Bivol and Beterbiev. Bivol, oh, we're going to strip you if you don't fight Benavidez. Just messy. One champion. Bivol right now is the champion, and he should be given time. As long as he's not doing side missions, fighting Lyndon Arthur again or whatever. As long as he's fighting the best, whether it's Benavidez next or Benavidez should be next. But the point is, if he was to fight Beterbiev in a trilogy, and then Benavidez, I haven't got a problem with that. You're not going to strip him, and then make a fake Benavidez champion, whilst Bivol was fighting Beterbiev. It's just a bit... Of all the people to strip, you couldn't strip Canelo, though. The guy who needed stripping. Bivol don't need stripping, he just won them belts. There's arguably a trilogy that needs to be sorted out. I'm not necessarily hating on Benavidez and Bivol, to be fair. If Beterbiev isn't too fussed. If Beterbiev is fussed and wants the trilogy, Benavidez, sit down somewhere, man. Yeah? And sit down somewhere and wait his turn. This is the time to wait. Because Bivol ain't ducking no one. Beterbiev ain't ducking no one if he was to win the trilogy. Canelo would need his stripping. Anyway, not even all in all, this is great news. I've been waiting for this news. Yeah? The sooner the better. Get rid of all these weird promoters as well. Because whatever you say about Dana, the extent of Dana's favouritism, they say, oh, he loves John Jones. Does he though? What's he doing with John Jones? His saying now is Aspinall or bust. Yeah? Other promoters don't, in boxing, they don't do that. So people say, oh, he sucked John Jones off. How exactly? How is he sucking John Jones off? He wants him to fight the best. Now, whether John Jones wants to or not, that's not his fault. So even that example of John Jones is Dana White's John Jones' biggest fanboy, if he was, he'd have made the Alex Pereira fight. Dana said no. The winner of Aspinall and Jones will fight Pereira. That makes sense to me. Assuming Pereira comes through his next fight of the weekend. That's legit. That's not no fanboyism. Fanboyism is what we see in boxing. Oh, AJ, I don't know whether he's doing Fury more so, actually. Fury just finds Derek Chisora trilogy. Wow. Mbonga, he fought as well. He got beat up in that fight. Mbonga knocked his head off. So don't tell me about how Dana White cherry picks. When? Name me a... McTapper? McTapper fought Aldo. Oops. And he fought Habib. The best guy at the time. Oops, where the cherry picking at? Now, once McTapper got punched up, he had a rebuild. Everyone gets a rebuild, right? McGregor hadn't earned to get straight into a title shot again. So I can't... Even McGregor, where's the favouritism here? Oops, I can't really see it. Ronda Rousey's biggest star at the time. Head knocked off by Holly Holm. Head knocked off by Nunes. Oops, where's the favouritism of protecting... Oh yeah, let's just pump this guy up and make him fight pure bums. Doesn't do it. So Dana's the right guy. Dana wanted to make Jones and Mbonga as well. Oops. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. This right here is the best news for boxing. Without a doubt. I've got no question. Even if there was no belt, even if they made a new belt that was around for 1 month, yeah? With no history at all, it's better than what we have now. Give a fuck. What's it? People are weird. Oh, well, this history. How many of you, man, have read a boxing WBA history book? I haven't. Give a fuck who won it and who didn't win it. I really don't care. What happens now matters. There's no history in it. No history at all. That's why these boxers, they kind of... It's not like 90% of boxers go for one belt, which would highlight that, yeah, this guy's... People really respect the history of this belt. No one does that. They sit there and think, oh, that one's a weak belt. Or that one's got favourable conditions. I'm going to pitch myself here and woo, mandatory. That's what they do. No one's sitting there queuing up because the WBA is a year older than the Ring magazine. Not once is anyone doing that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this one, people. Is that the last bit, actually? I have another leak for you, man, tell the truth. That's it still. Alright, I'm out of it, people. Peace. Bye.